Hello everyone and welcome back to Citizens of Earth.
Welcome back with me too.
Yep, Aaron is back from college, so we are now continuing on with the plot, and we're actually doing the story this time around.
We have never done that before.
So yeah, if you missed the first part of this Let's Play, the gimmick of this game is that it has 40 party members, and I gave myself a personal challenge to see how many of them I can recruit before even starting Chapter 2, and the answer is 37 of them. So now we're going to continue on.
We did it, guys. We did it, boys.
This is also our second time recording this because it was for a few reasons. Yeah, we talked about some like kind of controversial stuff that's going on right now that I feel is going to date the video, and we also said a lot of edgy stuff. And I have no problem with edgy humor, but it got to a point at which I was getting a little worried it might demonetize the video. So we're just gonna redo it. Oh, and we also didn't talk about the game like at all. We instead talked about like, I don't know.
So we're gonna be as politically correct as humanly possible. We can do this. Believe in ourselves.
Oh my god. So like, okay, so stop sign drops root beer apparently.
It's also been a while since we recorded the first episode because I totally forgot what we talked about in that one.
Do you remember what was going on in the plot?
I do, because it's been a while since we had a plot.
So like, we need to go to the, we need to go... So this is the not-so-secret service. That's what the man in the bush is.
That's right.
And no, we're rebranding. Left that whole image behind us. We're all about likability and approval ratings now.
Well, now you're speaking my language. Anywho, my secretary tells me I'm needed inside for some medium-level urgent matters.
Really? Your name's not on the guest list for today.
Guest list? Sir, there's walking stop signs. If that's not medium-level urgency, then I don't know what is.
Those things? We installed them as part of an initiative to reduce traffic and increase security. It's a
I like the idea that the government made stop signs that walk around attack people to try and prevent people from speeding.
Hey, if that isn't a government move, I don't know what is.
Talk about a 10-step solution to a 2-step problem.
It's like when you go over a speed bump too fast and you break your pelvis.
Also, so like, what's going on here? We need to talk to this guy to get into the government building, or as I call it, the White House dungeon. I'm not sure if you noticed this though, but the helipad to get in here is through the door. So I went out, talked to the guy, and then walked back in.
It's like, we're not taking visitors today. And you're like, I just came from there.
So I'll go in by helicopter. Screw the rules. This is also another good example of what I was talking about when I said that you can kind of sequence break this game, because you might not need to talk to that guy at all because of this. You just need to get the the pilot.
Welcome to the Capitol building. May I help you?
We're gonna be interacting with the Toupee Eagles finally as well.
Everyone's favorite character, the Toupee Eagles.
Now we have recorded episode 17, so I might have mentioned this, but I really wish the game did more like political caricatures like this with like animals. I don't know, stuff like this is kind of funny to me.
Like there's one suspect, like donkey and elephant, like having a fight in a back room.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the story behind why the donkey and the elephant are used?
I might have a while ago, but totally forgot because I learned so much about history in school, I forgot all about it.
It's kind of interesting. I think it like dates back to the early 1900s. Like Democrats being depicted as donkeys and Republicans being depicted as elephants. I think the idea is that like Democrats are hardworking yet occasionally foolish like the donkey. Yet elephants are strong-willed but really stubborn like Republicans. That's the story I've heard.
This is their zodiac sign? God, I can't believe the political parties have personas.
Oh my god.
You know, we need to update them. We need to update the,
That's how you know the door is locked. It has a big monitor of an X on it.
It just is... Nuh-uh-uh. No!
You didn't say the magic word. Please! That's from Jurassic Park, right?
Is it? It might be everywhere. Are you in your office? Your very special office?
I don't know if the vice president has an office in this place.
I saw your running opponent picture on the wall with a bunch of darts in it. So I think this is the vice president's office.
Need a spotter, Pip? What do you want? Well, well, if it isn't our vice president.
Huh? Did you just... What's with the bunny ears around my title? And how'd you get in here? Shouldn't you be chomping iron?
What can I say? You inspired me.
Another satisfied customer. Wait, did I give you advice or something?
All your talk of politics got me thinking. You're right. What's the use of my muscles if I'm not the leader of the free world?
I'm pretty sure I never said that.
Well, you should have. It's a no-brainer. My good looks will win me your job in no time.
Bodybuilders can't be politicians. It's against the rules somewhere.
Next, you'll say we can't be actors, or cyborgs, or cops disguised as kindergarten teachers.
So those of you who are wondering, yes, the bodybuilder is an Arnold Schwarzenegger reference.
And yes, you should put that cookie down.
You should put the cookie down.
Remember when action movies were a thing?
I think you need a level 3 handyman to get in this creepily dark room with exercise equipment. And here we get a whistle for the lifeguard.
For my waifu.
For the wife. Special attack doubled, attack reduced by 3/4. I think her water moves scale with special attack and her normal attack scale with attack. So if you have her in a strategy that gives her a lot of energy so she can actually use those special moves, it might be worth it to put that on. So yeah.
So you're looking at all the pieces of artwork, aren't you?
Yeah, one of these pieces of artwork is actually the final artwork we need for the artist's mission.
You gotta appreciate him.
There are a lot of paintings of the not-so-secret service for some reason.
Because they're not so secret.
They're not so secretive. Like,
I can enter it all. There he is.
There's the president of the free world.
There's the guy, and there's the guy.
President, I'm back!
Fantastic. Didn't even know you were gone.
Oh, well, you're a busy man after all.
I'm sure I must be. I don't know, my secretary handles most of the work.
Oh, just doing my job, sir. Anything to pull my weight.
Shut up.
You really hate the secretary, don't you?
He is the oatmeal of human beings.
The oatmeal of human beings.
The grape nuts of humans.
I mean, there have been some things.
Hold on to your socks, sir, or they might just get knocked off.
All right, well, out with it. This sounds important.
So there are deer. Deers? Deer in the woods. With telephones for antlers.
You were hunting an endangered species of deer? The press will have a field day with this.
I already had my share of bad press. There was a rally against me in my hometown this morning.
I got
A
canceled
rally
twice.
against you? That's hardly an anomaly.
A protest against you is not an anomaly.
Just imagine.
Or...
Wait, did you say moonbucks?
I did, Mr. President.
Excellent. Then here's what we'll do.
Lay it on me.
I need you to check on our moonbucks here in the capital. Make sure it's still on terra firma and all that.
All right.
And while you're there, could you bring me back a triple pump non-fat extra foam soy latte with cinnamon? Put it on my tab.
Aren't you forgetting something, sir?
Of course, how irresponsible of me. Ask my secretary if he wants something. I forgot all about the little fella.
He is easy to forget. Say, why don't we send him and you and I can discuss what's been going on?
I'm not that kind of secretary. I have an important role in the decision-making process. Coffee runs aren't really in my job description.
Well, it's hardly in my job description.
He's the guy who, like, he's that guy who, like, writes his own contract when he gets hired on.
Because you think these two can write? Vice Pres just walked into the president's office with a yoga instructor.
I've heard that you can actually, that when you are applying for a job and they give you your contract, you can actually edit it and, like, present it back and go, is this okay? Depending on the job, I've heard that you can do that. Regardless, though. We have to make a coffee run now. That's our mission. We are the vice president of the free world, and that is our mission.
God, going on a Dunkin' run.
No, it's Moonbucks.
The moon run.
Not to be confused with Starbucks. Aaron, in the also, there's nothing in here. It's just this guy.
God, nothing is more relatable when you're like doing drama and you hear someone say, "We're going on a Dunkin' run. Do you want anything?"
Dunkin' run.
That doesn't really make sense. Look, let's get down to business.
What'll it be?
Let's fight him.
Do I look like a barista?
Yes, actually.
Like,
you look like you are half barista.
But is the coffee his blood?
You don't have the permit to fight me.
Sorry, please come back with the correct paperwork.
Oh my god, don't talk to me about paperwork.
Don't talk to me or my son or my cowboy about paperwork ever again.
I guess we should go back to the Capitol building.
Yeah.
You don't know him like I do. He's not a happy camper without his coffee. Mm-hmm.
Please, don't talk to me until I've drinking my coffee.
We've located the vice president.
Oh, good. Agent Ramirez. I'm having the devil of a time getting some coffee from there. Would you mind popping in and seeing what you can do?
Sir, you're under arrest.
Huh?
Arrest for what?
Or did you not kidnap the president?
We just met him!
Incredible.
What about the rest of us? We're free to leave, right?
Bringing you all in for
Apparently, security cameras don't exist.
Alright, so now we have to fight the not-so-secret service.
Nothing's-
You think there'd be security cameras in that place?
Nothing says I'm not suspicious more than killing
She
two
has a
security
move
guards.
that's just called Child.
She just tosses the child.
All of her moves are named after yoga poses, if you can't tell.
Oh, child is a yoga pose, isn't it? I took yoga. I've tried to get into yoga my entire life, and every time I try, I hate it.
What is wrong with yoga?
It's so boring.
I just do my own stretches, like,
I'd rather walk.
I'd rather walk too. Now, the Not-So-Secret Service, have we fought these guys before? We fought a recolor of them. This Oso Suntan Service, remember them on the island?
Haven't we fought a recolor of everyone before fighting? Aren't they the recolors to us?
These are actually weaker versions of those enemies, although they also don't have elemental weaknesses, which... That makes it so there's not an easy way to kill them, but it also makes them so like you're not really going to be at a disadvantage if you use certain party members. That's actually kind of a theme we're going to see a lot in this upcoming dungeon.
I'm a kind, honest, hard-working, innocent man. Fine. I'm an innocent man. That much we can agree on. We go to the Capitol and clear my name.
The capital capital.
We're in Capital City. Capital with an A. I meant the Capitol building with an O. Really not that difficult.
I wish when it said eye roll, it just put like a cartoonish rolling sound effect. Alright, so now we gotta get back to the Capitol building. But there are tanks that want us dead now!
He's one man. He doesn't even have, or he does have a car, but I don't think a car is going to do much against a tank.
So we have a new enemy. This is the mini missile. These are not a threat whatsoever. I think they can explode on you, but even then they're not that dangerous.
This
So
is more of a missile, more of a punching bag, or like a punching fist.
it does look like one. I wonder if that was intentional. Yeah, see, look, they don't even have that much health. Although I am severely over-leveled at this point because I did basically every optional thing before this. You're gonna see after this this battle, I think I actually turned the difficulty up a little bit.
Because you're no longer a scrub. You are now a soul.
Have I talked about why I don't like the yoga instructor yet?
I'm not sure.
She is, my three least favorite party members are, her, the weather lady, and this one guy we'll get later. The reason why I don't like the yoga instructor is because her moveset feels contradictory to me. So, she basically has two kinds of gimmicks. She has some attacks that, that, like, do bonuses if they kill an enemy. Like, for example, it's a weak attack, but if it kills an enemy, everyone gains health, that sort of thing. Her other powerful moves, though, gives her permanent stat boosts for, like, the rest of the fight. But it's kind of weird to me because, like, I feel like a character going for one or the other would be really cool. But both of it's like weak versions of those strategies on the same character, and it just doesn't really work that well. There are a lot of instances where, like, I find myself in a position wanting to do one, but, like, she doesn't have enough damage to actually kill the opponent, so I go for the stat boost. But then, like, that uses a lot of energy to do, so then I don't have the energy to do the actual attack I want to do. You know, there are a lot of dilemmas like that. Also, her energy gaining move does nothing else, and she has a stronger energy gaining move, but it also puts her to sleep.
So what you're saying is we should lock Karen in that back room.
I really don't like the yoga instructor. I don't know. You're gonna see me use her a lot because she's actually the last character whose talent I level up fully. So I don't know, just because I don't like using her, so you know, naturally. Regardless though. Also, some of these dumpsters you can open, but some of them you can't. I find that very odd.
Please make them differently colored, so you know.
I really wish the game had something like that. There we go. If you see the the magnifying glass above the vice president's head. That means you can search the thing. But as usual, dumpsters and trash cans, you do need the homeless guy to search through. So I get a little lost in this area. Could anyone else tell me if you get lost in this area commonly? Because I don't know why. Finding your way back to the Capitol building is a little annoying. Also, I should have gotten in the car for this part. Yeah. You could probably run over a lot of these enemies.
Why was there a slide whistle?
That's the runaway sound effect. Because I hate fighting the cone crabs. It's like my least favorite enemy.
But look at him. He has a little blood on his pinchers. Because this is... What if this game turned into a creepypasta, Adam?
We fought cone crabs before. Basically, they hide in their shell and heal, which is really annoying. Although both of these enemies aren't doing anything right now, aside from just looking away from us, so we're just gonna run away.
Alright, so how does Citizens of Earth creepypasta look?
Is there a creepypasta of this game? I don't know why that missile exploded before it hit me.
What, you know, like Rule 63, all those, there should be a rule that...
Which one is Rule 63?
I think Rule 63 is there's a gender swap of everything.
Oh my god. When I was showing this game to some friends for the first time, one of my friends' first question was, can the vice president be a woman? And that's such an oddly specific question.
No, men only. No girls allowed. Yeah, but that's, there should be a rule that if there's something, a creepypasta exists about it.
Creepypasta exists. What's the other one? If something exists, there's a blank of it. What's the other one like that?
If something
I know there's like 3 of them for that.
If something exists, there's a gender swap, there's porn, and there's...
Oh my god, what is that of this game going to look like?
That's like the most well-known one, and I forgot the name of that one. I'm a bad internet person.
Oh jeez.
I'm a bad internet person.
Alright, there we go. I don't know why I left that battle in.
It was very, very...
I'm not even using the yoga instructor anymore.
You needed a filler episode.
This is a bit of a filler episode. Actually, no, this can't be a filler episode because it's the first episode in a while where we're actually doing plot stuff.
Oh, I love filler episodes.
If you haven't done Moody Foodie yet, you can go north here and do him. At this point, you should be good to do that fight. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to start cutting these battles.
Good job, guys. It's best friends forever.
All right. Another victory.
Good job, guys.
It's like he Thanos snaps and they just fade away.
Vice Prez is that powerful, but he refuses to fight.
Oh
you know, maybe he's a really deep character where he doesn't like to fight because he doesn't like to kill.
Nah, he's just lazy.
But there could be some deepness there, Adam.
We need a game theory video or episode on this game.
Kids can't do weird fan art of this. They're not going to do a game theory episode on it.
Oh, we have a new enemy. These are the tiny tanks. They're just scaled down versions of the like big tanks that we don't fight, but instead shoot out missiles. And these enemies are kind of annoying. I don't know. I think they have lightning moves, so don't put anyone in here that's like weak to lightning. There we go. That's like the best I've seen that attack pan out so far.
You know, I say that kids can't get into this, but also kids weirdly got into Baldi. They thought Baldi was an attractive character. Do you remember Baldi?
Baldi was a weird game.
You know how, like, the next big horror game kept on coming out and none of them stuck? Like, Bendy never stuck, Baldi never stuck.
Bendy stuck. I know some friends who still talk about Bendy.
I think Bendy stuck the most out of all of them because he kept on getting stuff, but then, like, Baldi and Granny happened, where it's just like, we're gonna do jump scares and be cryptic on purpose.
I like, the aesthetic. I don't know what? Did you see that? I think I glitched the game there because he attacked while I was going through the menus like he's Sans or something.
That never happens.
That is like one of the biggest problems people have with this game. It's surprisingly buggy sometimes, but like never in ways that completely break it, and even when it does break it, the game has an autosave feature, so you never lose like more than like 2 minutes.
I wonder what the next big game is going to be.
Citizens of Space.
Citizens of Space?
Yep.
We're going for that one? Because I think the last game that really took like everything by storm was probably Doki Doki.
I really like the aesthetic of Baldi's Basics, because it reminds me of Sonic Schoolhouse, which is a game we actually owned as when we were kids.
That wouldn't surprise me. Oh god.
And do you remember the freaky animals you could play as?
I have so many memories of weird computer games we had back then.
Do you remember the rooms of like numbers and letters of eyes, and you pick them up, but if Robotnik caught you, and he was Robotnik at that time, if Robotnik caught you, he would like steal them, and that's all he would do in the game?
That game is only a fever dream to me. Like, I wake up in the middle of the night wondering if I just saw like hell or if I just saw Robotnik.
I cannot believe Peanut Butter Gamer found that at a thrift store. Like that's like a work of art, that game, in the worst ways possible.
You never know what you come across at a thrift store. I found Eddie Eagle learns gun safety at a thrift store. And I never bought it, which is the worst thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Oh, here's the entrance to the you need to go to the side entrance of the Capitol building. So yeah, this is how you get to it. Again, this is kind of an annoying area. I don't like this outside area.
With the president.
Terrorist spotted. Requesting backup. Sir, how could you? You betrayed the trust of every citizen in the world. We looked up to you. I even named my son after you. Little VP von Schmidt.
Oh, you're Agent von Schmidt. Well, we're coming in there to see the president, whether you like it or dislike it.
You're gonna kill him.
So are they canonical? Do they canonically have coughs in their last name?
Yes, they do now.
When I first saw that, I thought it was just a running gag that like he can't remember their last names, but like maybe that's actually how they're said. That's how they're pronounced.
And he does remember all their names. Maybe it's like that SpongeBob episode where they went to the bottom of the ocean, and you can't understand their accent.
Oh my god. We're gonna put the beekeeper and the two family members in here.
Gotta believe.
What now?
To find the chief of security in the situation room.
There is no fighting in the war room.
There is no fight. It's funny you mentioned that. Aaron, do you remember that Furby game for the PC?
Yes. Oh god, yes.
That game was weird because they like hand animated the Furby in like Flash or something, and it looked really strange. I just remember a minigame, and it had, like, Flight of the Bumblebees as a theme for some reason.
Yes, that's what I fully remember.
Also, can someone explain to me what these tank men are supposed to be? Like, I don't know. They look like just fat men in wheelchairs to me, but, like, in armor, too. They're very strange designs.
It's Mr. Plinkett.
Oh my god!
Mr. Plinkett goes army. He goes AWOL.
Is this before or after the Star Wars reviews?
Oh, this is...
His infamous Star Wars Phantom Menace, or Star Wars 1 review, which is longer than the Phantom Menace.
And more entertaining.
And this is coming from the guy who made a 3-hour video essay about Y2K. Like, I of all people know, if there's that one thing I know, it's multi-hour random video essays about the most random things.
I'm not allowed to say that the Star Wars movies are entertaining because I've never seen them. Wah, wah.
Yeah, and that's the most offensive thing about this playthrough, the fact that you've never seen Star Wars. I
mean, I think I may have seen like 20 minutes of one of the prequel movies.
Which one?
I just remember it was probably with the Younglings, or whatever the heck they called them, because it's a space fantasy world. Ooh.
I remember liking Star Wars 1 as a kid, but I was a pretty dumb kid, admittedly.
Adam, all kids are dumb. A lot of kids who grew up with the Star Wars prequels, guess what? Still like the Star Wars prequels.
I remember I really liked Darth Maul for some reason.
He's cool.
And he has 2 lightsabers. Wait, no, he has a double lightsaber.
It's like I recently rewatched We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, which has my favorite internet thing where you look it up you look it up and you can buy the movie, which is an option on YouTube, and right above it is a free copy of the movie that someone uploaded 5 years ago.
Oh my god. We found Auntie Hacksaw for the I think the Handed Man might be one of few party members to actually get all the equips for. Oh, could you not put the water on the wood when you put that back? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. I've had bad spills on, like, water on wood before. I don't know. This is a parking garage. You know how the White House has a parking garage?
The White House allows so many people in. Where does the vice president sleep?
Aaron, haven't you been to the White House before?
I have for a Girl Scout trip, but
yeah.
It was more of we're gonna take you between 5 rooms. And I remember during the time, I was in middle school, so I was going through my edgy phase, but I never really much went through because I was never brave enough. So all I had...
Was that when Obama was president?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had my studded belt on, which I used to have a belt with little metal studs, and weirdly enough, it set off the detector across the street from the White House, but it did not set off the detector within the White House.
That's kind of... Huh. Okay. I bet they've probably patched that up since then.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
You're buying that? Great, let's go upstairs to the northeast and check out the paperwork. Alright, let's go.
Let's go. Where's
Hey, buddy. Oh, no! They're enemies now!
Adam, you can't do that.
So the Toupee Eagles are straight up monsters that you fight now.
Adam, you can't do that. That's illegal.
These guys are not too dangerous, honestly. I think they have a move where they can, like, distract you, but that's pretty much it. Oh, I wanted to put the Beekeeper in the party because her attack animation is very strange to me. When you know how most people, when they attack, they, like, throw a punch upwards?
Yeah.
When the Beekeeper attacks, she, like, points her finger out, and then, like, a million stingers appear behind her.
Do my beating for me.
It's like she has the bee army go after the opponent.
I like how we almost have alliterations. We got Billy Bones, Barry B. Benson, and then Gorshlax.
Gorshlax. Well, Gorshlax can be in any dimension at any point in time.
Everything's alliteration with Gorshlax. Oh no, fell into another portal again.
I need to rewatch that movie.
Oh god, what if we watched it as a family movie?
Should we?
No.
We watched freaking, like, the Elf on a Shelf movie as a family.
We did it as a family.
Aaron, your best tweet ever is still, "We ruined Christmas as a family." Like, it's...
That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's about family.
It's about the family.
You like that, huh?
Please don't say that to the Eagles. Are these Eddie Eagles?
Look at that. Did you see that?
She
She like sends the bee army after the opponent. Like,
You got this.
I don't know why I left this battle in. I guess because we got to see more of the Toupee Eagle stuff. Oh, I think they also have an attack where they can, like, jump up and then attack you, kind of like Fly from Pokemon.
She's gonna behead you.
Oh my god.
Come on, girl.
Fierce's special attack sacrifices self afterwards. Jeez. That right there, I've talked about this attack before. That's the strongest attack in the game, but it also kills her upon using it. And we actually see it in the next episode. I defeat it with a boss.
Yeah, spoiler warning.
Or I use it on a boss. I wanted to kill the boss with it. Because, you know... Oh man, Aaron, you know what I should have done? Actually, no, I'll talk about this later if I remember.
Well done.
I always love trying to finish off bosses with super moves like that, if possible.
Like the hyper beaming your Elite
Yeah,
Four.
yeah. I have a personal goal where I like to try and defeat the final boss of every Pokemon game with Hyper Beam.
Did it.
Also, when we go back to look at that painting. It's a very bootleg George Washington.
Well, I assume everyone here is a bootleg of something. This is just off-world.
All right, so we're about to. Oh, okay. Now I guess we'll go down here first.
Go.
We snuck up on that guy. He was just minding his own business. He was taking like a 15 or something.
Don't attack a worker during their 15.
He was taking a half-hour break. You don't get paid for that one.
I know. Also, don't attack workers in general.
Don't attack anyone in general. Alright, we're about to come up on a... I don't like this part, by the way. Yes, this is as annoying as it looks. We're about to come up on a bit of a puzzle.
Oh god, it's this.
Here to pick up my security clearance paperwork packet. Ooh, this is exciting.
Sir, this is a government building, not the circus. You have way more hoops to jump through.
Isn't the circus known for having hoops to jump through?
Let the Birdman do his job. Yes, so what do you need from me?
My 3 associates and I each have a color-coded form for you to fill out and submit in the proper order.
In a new car.
Excellent. And how do I find out the proper order?
We will each give you a certified clue upon receiving your form.
Government certified clues. I remember when we were playing Undertale, I presented the idea of, like, I love the fact that in that universe there's a puzzle-making license you need to get to make puzzles.
I love weird aspects of world building like that. Like, I don't care how the government works in these fantasy worlds. I want to know the weird stuff.
The form that we make people fill out just for the fun of it. Make sure you do not submit this form first when you apply for clearance.
So, you know those puzzles that are like, we're gonna give you a clue and then you need to, like, submit, or you need to, like, do something in a certain order depending on what those clues are?
Oh, the beekeeper messed you up.
No. Yeah, your whole train can trigger battles. That's something a lot of people need to learn the hard way about this game.
Yeah, but this is a which order are we submitting things in puzzle?
Yeah. These puzzles aren't too crazy. I'm gonna give it a luxury handbag because I think it's just better for this area.
Purchase order form to fill out. Make sure to submit this form after the green form.
It should be obvious, like, what you should be writing these down, honestly. Even though I do think that the order is the same every time, so you can just look it up if you get lost. I think the game, you can actually come back and go through the form. Oh, the release of liability, that's the most important one. That's the I can't be sued for this form.
Every government's favorite option. You can't sue me if I've already sued myself.
You ever heard the story of that one guy who tried to sue God?
Honestly, it sounds familiar.
I think it was like in Florida. Some guy tried to sue God for like property damage because he kept like sending tornadoes. But no, I love this. The government told him he can't sue God. Do you want to guess what the reason was? It was because God has no permanent address.
Oh no.
And you can't sue someone who doesn't have a permanent address. That is such a clever way to just put that down and go, maybe don't do this.
It's like you should stop.
I'm not sure if that's more or less ridiculous than that time the bee sued the entire human race for stealing honey or something.
You mean Barry B. Benson. Use his name, Adam. Use it correctly.
I don't know much about that movie, okay?
You should.
Okay, fine. I'll see you folks next time.
Bye.
Bye.